It's been known for some time that Fabinho and Alisson will most likely be unavailable for selection when Liverpool take to the field against Watford on Saturday. That's because the Brazilian duo are in action against Uruguay on Friday evening, with Brazil's World Cup qualifier set to kick off at 1:30am British Summer Time. I believe that match against Watford will be very hard for us. I don't think we will play. Neither Alisson nor myself, Fabinho told Sky Sports earlier this week. With rest and recovery time difficult to come by in that period, let alone the time needed to travel back to England to play the game at Vicarage Road, having either player available seems almost impossible at this stage. And things get even more complicated with the addition of the quarantine rules. Although the UK government removed Brazil from its red list for travel on Monday, Alisson and Fabinho were both involved with recent fixtures against Colombia and Venezuela. Both of those countries remain on the red list, and therefore restrictions remain in place for those returning from them to the UK. Footballers serving a 10-day quarantine period are permitted to leave isolation once per day to either train or play, but Liverpool had been considering sending Fabinho and Alisson straight to Spain to avoid the isolation period, with their teammates travelling there midweek to take on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Even if the decision was taken to try and get them back to England, having Fabinho in the lineup seems highly unlikely. The holding midfielder has not trained all week, so will be unaware of tactical plans and such like, and with Atletico Madrid and Manchester United to come later this week, it makes sense to save him for those games and play it safe. Alisson Becker could more easily be thrown into the action given that he's a goalkeeper with less risk of him not knowing the game plan, but even for him it would be a big ask to get him back in time and in the right frame of mind to play. And of course there would then be the issue of whether they would be permitted to travel to Spain before their quarantine period was up, with that game against Atletico Madrid just a couple of days later. The most likely outcome is that Fabinho and Alisson are both missing as Liverpool take on Watford, with Gavin Kelleher and Jordan Henderson able to deputise, but either way, it's far from an ideal way that the international calendar has fallen.